Thank you for joining me. This is going to be one of my very favorite breakfasts. It is eggs Benedict. We have a little hollandaise sauce, a little ham, and English muffin. So there we go. I wanted to show that to you. Okay, so for that we're going to need a few different colors. And then this is my ham cane from the other tutorial I filmed just before this. So let me go ahead and get started here. I have a little one in the background, so you may hear him. Okay, so this is ecru from Primo. You can use plain ecru or add a touch of white to brighten it. I added just a touch of white. I'm going to smash it with my index finger and roll around to get a flat circle. And to texture the sides, I spin it in my fingers and brush the side of it. And I am more of a brushing motion than stabbing motion. So I go in a circle, give it a little bit of texture, and then we're going to add some color. To add some color, I'm using some pastel dust here, yellow ochre, rust, and a little bit of brown. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to color the bottom. I add yellow pretty much along the sides and the complete bottom, and then I add a few touches of rust, and the brown is up to you. I take a little bit of rust and bring it over by the yellow so it's not too overwhelming. You can see it leaving the color. And then I'm adding some of that color onto the bottom. Then you might add just a touch of brown in a couple areas, not too much. Okay, so from here again, going to make sure it's nice and flat and circular. And then I will go along the sides once more. And then I'm going to texture the top of the English muffin. If you were to do a real English muffin that you want all the nooks and crannies to show, that you're not going to be covering with other food, then I would suggest texturing it a different way. So there we go, and I'll show you this up close. So here we go. So you can see it has a lot of texture to it. Now I'm going to texture the ham. So here we have our ham cane, and here I'm being much more gentle and sparse with it. You want just enough texture to help get rid of the shininess, but you don't want it to be textured where it's really, let me see if you can see that. There we go. You can see it sort of. We're basically trying to roughen up the texture a little bit, but we're not trying to create holes in it. Taking away a little bit of the shininess. And then I'm going to make a thin slice. Of the ham. And the reason I'm doing a thin slice is because we don't want it to be as thick as the English muffin. And then I'm going to place it on the English muffin. So I'm going to push it around. Once I find the place, I'm going to lift it up just a little to add some TLS. Help it bake together. Okay, so this is our ham on top of our English muffin. And if you notice the sides of the ham, they're nice and toasted. Okay, ham is a bit pink. Now I'm going to wipe off my hands because we're going to work with the egg. Now I have a step in here that you can omit, but I like doing it because I feel that it adds a little bit. See if I could find it here. Right here in this little area in person you could see a little bit of an orange-yellow hue. That's the yolk underneath inside of our poached egg. To do that, I take yellow and orange. This is a, let's see, I think it's a 4mm ball. And then this one's like between a 5 to 6mm ball. And this is white with primo, translucent. So it's white primo, then translucent primo. And it's mostly translucent primo. I roll it in a ball just to measure it. But once you're used to it, you could kind of eyeball it. And I flatten it out and put my yolk inside, and I kind of fold it in half. And I sandwich it in there with my fingers. So I am trimming the egg around it. We don't want too much egg. And you could pinch on the white and pull on the white in different areas to give it the shape that you want. And then I will add a little bit more TLS to the ham. So I'm just doing that with a little safety pin. And if I actually have my ham lengthwise one direction, I put my egg lengthwise in a different direction, trying to get it so you can see some of that ham under the egg. Now let me bring this up to you. Do you see how you could slightly see the yellow underneath? I think that's kind of nice. So there we are. Now it's hollandaise sauce time. Okay, part of the reason I wanted to do this today is because I got excited. I've been talking about the powdered food colorings, and I found a new place. It's called Global Sugar Art, and I really wanted to try them out. So one of the colors I got was Buttercup. This is Petal Dust. They're located back east in the United States, but I believe they ship internationally. Here's the Buttercup color. And here's a little pile of TLS that I got ready before, because I'm running to the end of my bottle and didn't want you to wait. I'm going to pick up a little toothpick full and dump it on. As you can see, you don't use very much. And then I mix it in. The more color you mix in, the more vibrant. So if you want a pale hollandaise, one that I also bought just to try it out is cream. It's a very pale yellow. I'd probably mix that with the Buttercup if you wanted a paler color. I think alone cream might be a little too pale. So once you're done, it's time to paint on the hollandaise sauce. So basically, what I'm going to do is start drizzling some on. I like to overlap the sauce over some of the areas where you see it over the milk, over the egg. I'm just looking at white. You're going to drizzle the hollandaise sauce over part of the egg whites, and you want some of it on the ham too. You could decide where you want it and where you don't. And then you could even have some coming completely off. So that is basically what it looks like. You choose where you want to dribble the hollandaise sauce. And then after it's baked and it cools, what I do to place my metal inside, if you want to make it a charm, I stick it with a safety pin all the way through from the top direction of where I was wanting it to hang. So like if I liked it from this angle, I'd go ahead and pin it here. And I stab it all the way through after it's been baked completely. You want to make sure to bake it thoroughly so it doesn't crack on you. And you want to be using the Primo. Otherwise, you may want to poke a hole in it before it goes in the oven, just so that way you'll have a place to put the head pin when you're all done. So there we go. I hope that you enjoyed this. This is one of my very favorite breakfast foods. We're starting to wrap up the breakfast foods. I'm planning on doing some more tutorials for the rest of the week and over the weekend. I hope to get to French toast. That's been requested. Biscuits and gravy. Maybe some waffles. So I'm going to try to do a few more. I'm hoping to fit in donuts, but the donut thing that would be tricky is just the shaping, and you saw me do that with the bagels. You just spin it on your hand like I did in that tutorial to widen the hole, because donuts have a wider hole than bagels do, but otherwise it's the same. So let me know which of those tutorials are most important for you guys so I make sure to get them in, or if there's any breakfast foods that I've forgotten. Oh, a blueberry muffin, I want to do that for you guys too. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, if you like to see these videos and you want to see more, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you like better, what you haven't cared for, so that way I know what direction to go. Thank you so much for your time. I've been so excited about the way the channel has been growing. Right now we have 5,900 subscribers, and it's really exciting to me that you guys come and watch. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Thank you.